There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories.
Yes. Okay. Kissel, I want you to calm down.
I am not hyper.
First of all, before we can even begin,
I'm like, yeah.
I'm going to need you to calm down.
All right.
Okay. Because
Okay.
you're coming at a lot of energy, coming in real hot today.
Really wish I was still sleeping.
I
Yep.
feel it.
Okay.
And you
Yep.
got to calm down. You just be careful. You
I don't know how to get less calm.
You got to keep yourself together.
This is making me not calm.
Well, it's because I know that your potential wife
Uh-huh.
has been doxxed.
Who?
That man is not real woman.
The legendary marketing executive who is from Texas?
Well, I'm not going to be one of the people naming her name because I actually kind of feel bad, even though I don't at the same time.
Well, I don't know. What if that man wasn't real?
It was her family member.
Well,
there's a lot more information now about it.
Well,
there's a lot more information.
Okay, so this woman's a hero, and all of a sudden,
I would say she's less.
She was sober.
She's less than a hero. She was not sober.
She was sober. Her friend said she was sober.
If that's sober,
she was sober.
She was not. So Tiffany,
you don't know the details.
Her name is Tiffany Gomez. This is the woman that went ahead and she said that man is not real. She accused him of stealing an AirPod, and then she said. Yes, I saw the oil painting, which is amazing.
Yes,
the meme-ified oil painting, which is incredible. But she went and she said that man was not real. It set off a flurry of internet attention. She has since she has said that she immediately had to delete her entire internet history.
Well, that's too bad.
Looking for her. But it turns out she's very well off. And the bag she's got in her hands while she's yelling that the man isn't real.
The man isn't real.
The bag in her hand is worth $1,900. She's a very wealthy woman from
Texas. What does that have to do with anything with the man not being real?
Because there's something about the idea.
That man's not real.
Welcome to Side Stories.
Which also,
Kissel. This
no,
is
do not do that. You do not do that. That man is not real.
No, I'm real.
You're not real.
I'm real.
Side Stories, Ben and Henry.
Perfect. But
You can sit on this plane and you can fucking die with them or not. I'm not going to. That's what she said.
I want her on this show and I want you guys to meet. I think that this is, again, it's in the stars, but I'm looking at Tiffany Gomez and I'm thinking that she's on a cocktail of several different pharmaceutical aids, whether they
I don't think so.
Prescribed or not. They probably are prescribed because this is Texas, so they just give her whatever pills she wants.
I'm sure about that. I don't know about that stereotype.
So she is pilled. She is visibly intoxicated.
She was sober.
I'm telling you, if that is sober, then I'm Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Oh,
and if you had just had my shirt off, you're thinking I'd be here just
by the bell. But she potentially saved every single person on this plane. If I was on that flight, I would have said, "Ma'am, I'm following you."
The man who was not real went to his destination.
Yeah. Okay. But imagine for 1 second, 9/11. Imagine for 1 second.
First of all, that's your 1/9/11 for today.
That's my 1/9/11. That's fine. Final destination. If someone freaks out like this on a plane, completely sober, blonde.
Oh, no, I'd leave too. I know. She's how do you put it? She's got brown and blonde highlights.
Sure, whatever.
But no, I would have left as well, but only because I'm also already scared of flying. I'm already having issues while I'm in the airport. So when the woman is yelling, "Everybody get off this plane," I'm going to be like, "You're fucking preaching to the choir, sister. Get me the hell off of here."
Well, this is kind of one of the interesting things about that, though, because she was escorted off, which is a nice way of saying booted off the plane.
She was asked to leave.
But then
she was actually friendly asked, because I've seen some videos. We've seen some videos where they duct tape the legs and they lift you up and out. So
she's not even in the top 50 of the people we've covered. Deeper. The man who made everyone wipe his freaking ass because he was too chunky to close the bathroom door.
I'll always remember we met that man the day after Kevin died. It was the same episode.
Huh. All right, so isn't that nice there? So the thing with her is, she wasn't duct taped. She simply had a warning call, much like the Mothwoman, and I think she may have been onto something. And we simply just don't know what the truth is. So
you're allowed to have these thoughts.
I don't know why people are taking pictures of her nice home.
I think
she's a rising star.
Well, I don't know if she knew that was going to happen to her when she had her let's say she was sleepy. Let's say she was very sleepy.
More aware, more awake. Wake up, America. She was more awake than you and I, my friend.
I want you to meet her.
I don't really care to meet her.
I want you to
but-
meet her because I do think that you're defending her, and I think that's important. But you know where your
Yeah,
defense
because
needs...
she didn't do anything that bad.
No. She just,
We've seen
honestly,
so many.
It's
If you take
fantastic. She's given us minutes of content.
I've seen people, I've lived through hell with people's feet on the
Oh.
back of my head.
I hate it.
I've seen so many horrible things. People, and I know when I get crop dusted on a plane.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I know what happens. I know what I smelled. And so at the very least, what she did was a minor freak out
Yeah,
that
sure.
was fun enough
Oh, yeah.
to make the flight that she had to possess.
She did. She definitely has a star
I
quality.
mean, I think it did delay the flight.
Oh, very much so. Everyone got upset.
Right. But it did add possess.
Yes.
It wasn't nearly
I
as
don't
bad as
mind
it
it.
could be.
This is
She
why
didn't spray her catheter everywhere.
that's why I don't think it's that, like, she didn't. She
No.
could have, too, because I always threatened to. But I think you're right. This is a relatively minor infraction in
Yep.
terms of accusing someone of being a reptile. I know that we did this with
Buddy.
Obama several times, tan suit.
Sure. Also, we were on the flight. You were on the flight where the flight attendant said that
I
she
remember.
saw non-humans, reptilians on planes.
And I was
They
just
have
like,
to travel just like us. They're just like us.
can I get a ginger ale, please? Because this human, who is a human, needs some ginger to settle his stomach. But
Well,
there is
indeed.
another animal out here that needs to settle its stomach. And wow, we are coming through. There's a lot of updates today.
There are a lot of updates
a lot of our
today.
stories. We've been covering a lot of stories since the very beginning, and they're really starting to suss
Tip
out.
of the spear.
Hank the Tank,
Yeah, the
which was a bear in the Lake
Yeah.
Tahoe area. And then we're going to get to another more infamous legend of Lake Tahoe. But Hank the Tank, who's now known as probably more like Henrietta the Tank, has
Why?
been captured because it's got a pussy.
Oh,
And they
wait, what?
found
It's a lady?
is a lady.
Oh my goodness, a
Hank
large
the
black
Tank
bear, a
for-
lady.
So in early 2022, captured the hearts of the internet. It's a massive 500-pound, now we know, female black bear. It was found, it was broken into over 20 different various
All right.
locations in the Lake Tahoe area.
They keep on saying home break-ins. This
It's
is
a
not
bear.
Home Alone.
No, I know, it's a bear.
It
does
it's
not.
Yeah,
It's
she's
not
not
looking
like
for jewelry.
She's not put a mask on.
No.
If she
It's
wants-
not BTK.
She wants her snacks.
That's it. That's
Okay.
it. It's not that bad of a crime, right?
Apparently, there were 152 reports
Mhm.
of conflict behavior.
But they have caught Henrietta the bear, and in the wisdom of the wisdom of the California Department of Fish and Wildlife, they
Thank
decided
God.
that they scooped up not only Henrietta the bear but her 3 kids.
Oh.
And normally they just shoot these things in the back of the head.
Right, yeah, I've heard that. They kind of go,
And it
no
appear-
country for old men. They just take a big old bolt gun to it.
Can you imagine? You're a park ranger. Your whole life is hanging out with bears and rabbits and having tea and hanging out. And then every once in a while,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe side stories LPOTL
You know what,
at gmail.com. Who is the guy that shoots these animals in the back of the head?
It's probably the park ranger.
Like,
yeah.
who does it?
They also have the big sticks and they pick up all the trash.
Yes.
That was
yes.
kind of fun.
And they make sure that you don't got any embers.
Yeah, you want to turn. You want to make sure the fire
And
is
also,
off.
they're the ones enforced to do the missing persons investigations when all of
Well-
these various people go missing on these national park areas, which is why we have all these like weird issues, because it's the park rangers versus the cops. No one
Right.
knows whose land it is. It's why, and there's been no massive document. Missing 411 is all about this, about how there's no there's no document anywhere that lists all of the people that goes missing every year in our national parks.
Well,
So park
perhaps-
rangers a lot of times saddled with that.
Well, park rangers are probably suspects. All right, so
Hey,
this
don't
bear,
look at me, park
you-
ranger.
You know
Okay?
what they? So Hank the Tank or Henrietta the Tank, it was Bear 64F. That's what they named her.
Yep.
Bear 64F.
They
which
gotta
I thought
figure
that
it
was
out.
very inhumane.
I know, but they decided that not only, so they're not shooting her in the head, they're taking her to Colorado. She's going down to the Wild Animal Sanctuary near Springfield, Colorado.
Well, they could
It's going to be with her and her kids. They're going to be hanging out,
Yeah.
fucking smoking that ish, man.
I hope
fucking
so.
going boogie boarding.
Yeah,
dude.
stoned bears. I bet you that they would like it. I
Oh,
bet you
yeah.
bears would like THC.
Well, we know they like booze.
Yeah, they love booze. They love snacks. They're halfway there.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently now they're blaming not necessarily Hank the Tank. They're saying it was because of unsecured garbage.
Sure.
So these people,
well,
they're
I will
enticing the bear.
I will
If
truly
you walk
victim
by-
blame. I
let's
will
just
victim
say,
blame the trash cans. Yes.
Every time you walk by Taco Bell, McDonald's, whatever, the door's open.
Yep.
What is going to stop you from going in there and making a burrito at 3:00 in the morning?
I mean, well,
It's bait car for fat people.
It's alarms.
Yeah,
There's
it's
alarms, and you have to.
yeah,
so,
but-
and I love are people that would be so desperate to get this food in the middle of the night, but I don't know if they're going to be Ocean's 11. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to figure out how to tunnel in from the bottom or how to get in from the ceiling, because I feel like they're going to get upon the bulletproof plexiglass in front of the McDonald's and they're just going to throw their bodies against it going,
Right.
I want to breed. I want to breed. And then the problem is that they just won't get anywhere.
That might be my last words. Colorado Governor Jared Polis, who I like, and you like him too. He is the one who named her Henrietta the Tank.
Sure.
So you didn't even do it.
No,
So-
I didn't take that. I didn't take that.
And then she has a bunch
Credit.
of boys. And you know, like my mom, she had 3 boys at home. You got to get a lot of food.
Yeah, 2 of them turned out to be gay.
Yeah, they're all sucking in. They're like the, what's the name of those brothers that are having sex with each other?
Oh, God.
The Island Boys.
The Island Boys.
What is with that?
They're just having sex with each
Bad.
other. They're
Is it
kissing.
just, they're
They're
just
kissing.
kissing, right? Is just that what it is? They're kissing.
No, if you
Yeah.
kiss on camera, they're doing more than that.
Are they doing? They're not doing full penny, right? I'm not looking
I
it
hope
up.
not. I hope not.
All right, I'm not looking it up. That's the
No,
one
don't
thing.
look it up.
I've looked up. I've read the Turner Diaries online.
Yeah, right. Of course.
I don't need to see that.
What's interesting about this bear, we'll move on, but usually they weigh 275 pounds. And again, this chick is well over 5.
Yeah, it's because he's been eating a bunch of. It got into all the people food, and the people food is not what a bear's supposed to be eating.
You thought 1,000-pound sisters was fun with people.
Well, I mean,
Wait
God,
until it's with
1,000
little
pound
bears.
No, 1,000-pound bear sisters is the cutest thing I've ever heard. Nothing would make me happier. I actually would kind of like to see the 1,000-pound bear sisters eat the 1,000-pound human sisters.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I'm watching them go like, oh no,
Well-
oh no, give me my cola.
Let's do one more update. We'll
Well,
transition slowly into Predators
So this
because I've
is-
got this story about a rock star.
But this is actual
But let's
another
go in
predator.
here.
This is
Yes.
another predator. I would say
Lake
far-
Tahoe once again.
Oh, well, Lake Tahoe. God, great
What's going
work.
on?
Great work. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But here's another one. They caught him. We covered it here first, and now you can hear the stunning conclusion. The alleged Lake Tahoe foot fondler has been identified. His name.
Can
his
I
name,
just say
Shock.
this?
It's a man.
Shockett is a man, and his name is Mark Anthony Gonzalez,
And
26.
He's got beautiful hair.
Can I, at what, like, we are a comedy podcast.
Yes.
We're not
Sometimes,
Nancy
yeah.
Grace, right?
No.
He's guilty. Look at him.
Well,
Look at that picture.
there's
Look
a lot
at
of
that
evidence.
picture. There's a lot of evidence.
I do
The
want
man looks just like someone who would break into a
Hey.
hotel and suck your toes.
there,
Isn't that
but
fun?
for the grace of Odin go us. That we
Yeah.
don't get falsely accused of sucking and fondling a bunch of toes just because we're curious.
I don't think that they would have just grabbed anyone off the street.
No, they have some proof. So they know that during the early morning hours between July 1st and 3rd, 2023, God bless that ragged old flag, an adult male entered into State Line Resort condominiums by opening unlocked screen doors. Once inside,
Scary.
he positioned himself at the foot of the bed and rubbed the feet of 2 separate adult females. So we know that. But now,
Yeah.
so they're saying that witnesses came forward. They identified the man. They confronted him eventually because he was.
Show
he
me
kept
your
waking up-
tongue. Show me your tongue. Do you have any teeth? And do you have any toenails in there?
But they got him also because he was jerking off at the same time. So
Well,
that's I feel like
also-
that's obviously the touching a foot against somebody's consent. That's a one crime, but also pleasuring yourself sexually while doing it, that kicks it up another notch.
And then, of course, the breaking and entering. It also seems as if this man may
Yes.
have been heightening. Investigators learned that he was also arrested for numerous crimes or suspected of numerous crimes, including a theft of women's shoes, trespassing,
Oh, yes.
and self-gratification. Again, during those incidents. So he really's got something for the feet.
Oh yeah, and here's
But
a
that's the, as far as fetishes go, that is like,
we've talked about
that's
this.
as vanilla as it gets.
Oh yeah, it's not
Why
about
not
that.
just you can
'Cause
hey, honey,
obviously-
leave the door unlocked tonight, baby, and then you just role play.
It's a transgression. He likes
I
you being
understand.
upset. Now, I actually got a message from a listener that, of course, holds no water legally, but I love to do it because we can here. Again, this is hindsight is 2020. I sat next to Mark in middle school, and as much as I hate to say it, we probably should have seen this coming. The 2 things that I always remember most about him is that he was obsessed with Guitar Hero and that he had this weird habit of messing with what I remember to be a pen or pencil in an erratic manner right next to his crotch, his penis. And my peers and I thought that he was jacking off. And from what I remember, he never tried to deny it. But that's just, again, that's middle school.
Well, there you go. You never know what's going to
You
happen.
need a thing.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to be the jerk off guy. I was, I don't know
Class
what
clown.
I was.
I was like a funny guy.
Well,
I
I
was
was
in the
class-
plays. I
Yeah.
hosted a talent show.
Well, I was class clown, rowdiest and loudest, but I missed class rebel by 2 fucking votes.
We know.
And that was the only one I wanted.
It's a whole.
They gave it to a guy, Tyler, who it was very nice.
You were talking about, I mean, since you're 17 years old, and then now, again, we've been talking about that story for 12 years.
And why did I want to be class rebel? It's because that's a rock star lifestyle.
Of course.
Rise from your grave.
That brings us to our next story.
Because, but honestly, but at the same time, let's cover right before you say this, what isn't rebellious?
What isn't rebellious?
What isn't rebellious?
What is not rebellious?
Having sex with children. I
That
don't care.
is-
I don't care what anybody says. That's
Yes.
not punk.
No, it is not.
It ain't punk. And I know
For
a lot of you
anyone-
guys out there, I've heard that over
I
and
don't
over again.
think that
People
that
saying
is
like,
true.
oh, pedophilia. You mean that's
I
it's cool.
don't think
Yeah,
that's
it's
true. I don't
cool.
think you've ever heard that.
No, but that's bad, dude. I think
No.
that's not. I don't mean bad like when people say bad, like it's cool, like it's
No, it's
good.
bad
It's
meaning
like
bad.
it's bad that it's bad.
Yes, and pedophile, we will continue to call them pedophiles. The Lost Prophets, this band, which
Oh,
I never
God.
really enjoyed.
It was
I
never good.
It was never good. Their frontman, Ian Watkins. So we know for a fact he groomed this 16-year-old fan.
Well, he has
Anyway,
filmed-
long story
he had
short, he
filmed-
filmed himself having sex with babies and these girls.
Yes, and he did. He was so proud of it.
He was disgusting. One of the most disgusting human beings that you can ever imagine.
And honestly, think about how bad a person you have to be to do something more embarrassing than Lost Prophets music.
I know. And he
Like,
really thought he was something. Really thought he was something.
You were already making Lost Prophets. That
Ugh.
should have been your crime.
So Ian Watkins, one of the most notorious musicians of all time. I'm putting him right up there with Gary Glitter. Maybe even worse than Gary Glitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yes,
guy is the
he
worst of the
He's
worst.
categorically, yes, worse than Gary Glitter.
Anyway,
is.
why are we covering him? He was stabbed in a jail cell.
Yeah.
In you know what the name of the prison is?
Hmm.
His Majesty's Prison in Wakefield. There's no way it's as hard as fucking as San Quentin. There's just no way.
Actually-
His Majesty's Prison in Wakefield. This man should be in come to America, Ian.
This is interesting. I'd love to hear sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com because I know all about Russian prisons because of the Netflix series. They have all the
Oh,
world's hardest
man.
prisons.
Yeah.
I actually wonder what the UK prisons are like because
we
they
know
are more quote unquote, well, their sentences are normally more lenient than ours.
Yes.
But he actually got, and this is how fucked shit is a lot of the times where it's like for a pedophilia charge, you actually got a pretty thick sentence. A lot of
Well, it
times
was,
they don't know what to
there
do. Yes.
a lot of extenuating circumstances, again, filming it. And again, it involves infants. So that's disgusting. Sorry about that. Some people told The Mirror that there's fears he could die. If he survives, he'll be very lucky. And I hope he survives so he
I
keeps
think
on
he
getting
wants
stabbed.
to be dead. At
No, I
this
think he
point,
does.
I think he would like to be dead. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. And so anyway, we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Hopefully he continues. Yeah, he videoed himself having oral, vaginal, and anal sex with a 16-year-old there. And anyway, she was doing cocaine that he gave her.
Like
and
this?
there you
You like
go.
this content?
No, that's not the content that I like. I'll tell you that.
Again, it's not cool to be a pedophile.
You know what the cops said? They said they had overwhelming evidence that he was a pedophile. Overwhelming.
Hey.
As opposed to underwhelming evidence.
Oh, yeah,
which
if he
I
was just
don't
like,
know.
actually, we went to look at these series of crimes and we found them to be fairly boring. Fairly pedestrian.
Yeah. There was an infant, 10-month-old there involved. So, all right. So this guy, I want him to just live, that Happy Death Day, fantastic Groundhog Day horror film every day. I just want him to wake up and get stabbed again and again and again. And so you almost don't want him to die because death will be a great reprieve for him.
But I feel like in many ways, isn't the shame enough? No, it's not.
You know what? Oh, I will say this. The prison's nickname, you know what it is?
What?
Monster Mansion.
Oh, God.
It still sounds too fun.
Look, and there's our old friend Dracula. No, it's probably got, I forgot, is Bronson in that one? No, Bronson's,
Yes.
is he in the, he's
Yes,
in-
Charles Bronson. Robert Modolzi, a real life cannibal, Hannibal the cannibal, and also you'll be surprised to know Harold Shipman.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's very quiet.
So the Monster Mansion is definitely that's up there with the Sirhan and Manson over here.
And then the mummies at the punch bowl.
Well, all right. Well, here's another story for you.
Oh, God.
This Oklahoma guy was real mad at this guy in a drive-through at a Sonic.
Oh, yeah. I saw
And
this.
so he drove a flagpole attached to an American flag through the guy's skull.
Well, I wouldn't
and
hear
isn't there anything more American than that?
No, I don't. But I'd love to hear kind of what the set of. How did we get here?
Oklahoma man.
Sure.
He's lucky to be alive.
54-year-old.
Yeah. Clinton Collins allegedly attacked this unidentified victim.
He
at
looks like a
7:30.
man. I will say, I'm looking at this man because what's the most patriotic way to kill someone? Beat him with a flagpole?
Absolutely, with
And
the American flag attached to it. Don't
this
let it touch the
man-
ground.
For certain has a "Don't Tread on Me" tattoo above his penis.
Yeah, well, perhaps he should put one above his butthole because he's about to be going to jail. It was 7:30 p.m. at the Sonic in Tulsa, so that's dinner. That's dinner.
They're just saying here, I don't even understand how. So, upon arriving at the scene, first responders said that they located an adult male victim with a, quote, flagpole through his head.
That's
The pole,
not good.
that's not good.
Hey guys, is there any? Just give it to me straight.
It doesn't hurt here so much or here so much.
Yeah.
It's right here where the flagpole is.
Collins, he was really upset. He says that's what he gets. He deserved it.
I just
I have
don't.
no idea what happened in the Sonic drive-through.
No one's really saying the pole entered the victim's
Oh.
head beneath his jaw and exited the other side of his head.
So it
near
was
his right
through.
temple.
It was through
his
the
mouth
top.
and cheek and his face. The American flag was still attached to the pole at the time.
And you know who?
The deserts of Iwo Jima.
You know who showed up on the scene? Officer Danny Bean.
Hey,
And-
old
yep.
Danny Bean.
Danny Bean says, like you'd see in a TV show or a horror movie, ran at him and stabbed him through the head. So that
The
ain't
victim
good.
deserve it. Yeah, he's saying the victim.
Oh my God, Collins is something else.
He's basically straight up said it. This was not an accident. He specifically said, we certainly know that he did this on purpose, according to Officer Bean, because he told us that for a fact. All right, we started in charge of this person just sitting on the ground in front of the McDonald's. He charged him with the flagpole and started doing like a stabbing motion with it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
I guess, I don't know what. What were you so
Oh.
mad? You're about to get food. You're at Sonic, which I still think is probably a mid-tier
Yeah,
fast food
we
chain.
did this with Holden and Jake from Whiz Brew. Sonic's
Like,
average at best.
I wouldn't want to die for Sonic.
No, it's not. What's the one that everyone dies for? Is it Chick-fil-A? Popeyes?
Popeyes. Well, Popeyes, they were fighting for it because of the chicken sandwich wars.
It's just again, it's a chicken sandwich.
The chicken
This-
sandwich wars of 2022, one day we'll cover.
We will cover it, and I
Yeah.
can't wait. This Collins guy, I don't know if he was there for food. He looks maybe like a vagrant.
No, I don't think he was there. I think he was there to stab somebody in the head with a fucking flagpole.
And apparently, this guy, he's going to lose his eye, right? But that's not so bad for that ragged old flag. And the firefighters had to cut the flagpole so the victim could fit inside the ambulance. So they had to.
Oh my God! What
day.
a long day.
Anyway, so it's a felony. It's
Okay,
a
so
felony.
here, there's a very in the end here. He tried to do the same thing to somebody else outside of a McDonald's.
What now?
So there's a lot of people saying that it's not just a Sonic-based activity. They were afraid at first. They all thought, we're like, oh, he's been driven crazy. Maybe because they finally replaced those delightful improvers. Those guys.
with the
They
commercials.
made their whole lives making Sonic commercials,
Good
and
for
now
them.
one of them went on to do. I think one of them was on the President Show with Anthony and Taminick.
Oh, good for him.
He disappeared immediately. I don't know where that guy is. And the other guy
I
that
don't
was on the
know.
Sonic commercials, that was their nut. They gave that shit up. I can't even fucking believe that. They should have rid that to the fucking casket, dude. That's money in the goddamn bank,
I think
man.
they were fired.
But no. Well, they did move on. I think Sonic moved on. But then they hired new people, and you can see this guy. He's like, when I show up here with this flagpole, I'm going to meet those two improv bald men, and I'm going to show them my flagpole, and everyone's going to be like, God bless
Skewer.
America. I knew you'd make it here, Clinton. And then,
Well, we don't know where he got the flagpole from. If it's a good Sonic, that's going to be right outside. And it'll
I
probably
know,
be
actually,
pretty big.
that's like a flag of that's the Sonic I don't go to.
So you show up, you just want to get a shitty little hamburger from Sonic, and you end up with a flagpole through your head to the point where you're going to lose an eye.
I like here, the Oreo cookie Reese's peanut butter milkshakes are actually very good, but I wouldn't want to die for one.
Good, great comment. Thank you for the commenter. All right. Well, my last story that I really wanted to share with the audience, and I don't know why.
I mean, well, what
you-
is it? What is it?
You know
Because,
about,
like, maybe
about
'cause
this guy?
If it's another thing about how it's not cool to be a pedophile, then what we should do is I have another story we can tell in between.
This guy his name is Fluke Skywalker.
Oh yeah, what's Fluke Skywalker?
He would dress up as Star Wars characters at kids' events.
Yeah, sure. What happened?
It turns out he was arrested for child pornography. Yeah. There you go, buddy. John Stevens. That's my story for the
See,
day.
I don't care what Fluke Skywalker does, guys. All right, I know it's you guys have all been saying all my favorite politicians are pedophiles.
Yeah.
All my fucking favorite, I love these guys. I want to be around these guys. Matt Gaetz, I love that. But it's my boy, right?
Yeah.
For all of you saying that, just know it's not cool. Like, yeah, look, he had to change thing to Fluke Skywalker.
Fluke
That's
Skywalker.
not cool.
He dresses as a Jedi.
Ripping off IP?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
It's not cool.
All right, same
It's
thing with
not cool.
pedophilia. Ripping off IP here, pedophilia, close second.
Yeah,
So
apparently.
you need to think about that before you go out there dressing as CT Mio or whatever, or some fake robot dude with Arbu Xenon, and then you hang out and you guys all suck and fuck each other and act like it's cool, but it's not cool.
I do
All right,
think
you're
he-
ripping off established IP.
I do think it's interesting he's like a little Jedi because he is definitely on the dark side. So he would show pictures of
I
it
don't
on
even
his
think Darth
phone.
Vader was a child molester.
No, Darth Vader hated kids.
That's the thing.
That
It's
was
like,
the whole point.
that's what's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, he
Is
lost
it-
his arm. Remember that shit?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what villains do.
Apparently, he would take pictures of very young girls and then show them to people on his phone. So everyone's like, "Oh, you're a pedophile," and then, so then that's kind of why he got busted.
So it
And,
wasn't really a fluke that he
the,
got arrested for his crimes.
No, it wasn't. Apparently, there was 3 videos and five images on his cell phone, and prosecutors said, "quote It's too profane to say out loud in front of the media."
Where's Wookiee? Where's the
There he
Wookiees
is.
in this? Oh, well, yep. He definitely
He
looks
kind
like
of
not
looks like-
Luke Skywalker. Yep.
He kind of does look like Wish.com Mark Hamill, though.
Yeah, he does. Yes. If you made an AI copy of Mark Hamill, it could look like
look
that.
at that.
And he loves to hear it.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill just loves to know he is remotely tied to this subject.
He
And
has
this guy,
30,000 followers on social media.
anybody can do it.
He
Literally
actually-
anybody can get followers on social media. All you have to do is be a weird fat old man,
That's
dress
true.
up like Fluke Skywalker, and then because again, he's not leading with the child pornography
You know what's so crazy?
unless
is-
he meets you in person,
yeah.
and then he does.
He might lead with it.
That's different because he should. That's definitely not good.
Apparently, he gained national attention at the California Comic-Con in 2016. Everyone really thought he was Mark Hamill, and then everyone waited outside to take pictures with him.
Oh my god!
And then-
God, Mark Hamill's got to be somewhere just being like,
What the
why?
fuck?
What did I even do with my life?
Why are you doing this with
What
my
have I done with
character?
my fucking self?
I didn't deserve that. But wow, he does look
'Cause he's-
astonishingly like Mark Hamill. And again, Mark Hamill has nothing to do with this. He's simply an innocent man in this world of pure and utter
But
insanity.
I say leave IP alone.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, because there's no reason for us to sully these wonderful images. Because how else will Disney make hand over fist dollars?
How are they gonna do
dollars,
it?
And
How?
squeeze you for money and squeeze you for
How are
money
they
if
gonna do
if
it?
all of their characters constantly get associated with pedophilia.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, any stories that you have, Henry, that don't involve horrible? I mean, it's just the news.
It's just the news.
We're just telling you how
We're
it
just
is out
telling
there.
you the news.
Also, be very careful when you are. Furries get a bad rap.
Oh, we've talked about this. Furries
You
are
know,
the innocent ones.
It's
Actually the problem's a lot of times with the people where you could see their face.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
then they have access to your genitals. At least with
Yeah,
the furry,
yeah.
they have to pop off the head before they can start sucking and fucking on you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And
at
they
least
just do it with themselves. They
They
do
do.
it within.
For the most
Also,
part.
man, I learned a lot. For some reason, after our Japanese dog man.
Yes.
I-
Also remember, so we did get a little flack. People said, hey, you guys covered Toko the dog man before. And I looked back up and I realized we did cover him, but we covered him when he commissioned the suit.
Right.
Is that he had this was a couple of years ago. He had commissioned the suit and he talked
It's a
about
great suit.
he said he wanted to live as a dog. And the news story we covered last week was Toko's first walk outside.
Yeah.
So
Two
we've covered his entire
completely
arc.
different stories.
We've covered his entire arc as a man.
I do want to know what the defecation process is.
There isn't. He is shitting before he's walking.
I hope so. But
I don't know.
if he
But again,
really
he's
leans
not,
in.
He's not a dog unless he knows.
Exactly.
That's my thing. I mean, it was like I was walking the dogs last night. Carmelita, so Wendy's poops are real small, like they're really like small paws. But Carmelita can really leave some
She can dump, huh?
some crazy dukes,
Oh, good
right?
for her.
And I was just thinking about that last night. I thought about Toko because I thought about that. I was lifting that up, and because it's like you know how it's so hot and meaty, right? When you lift
I
up
know
that
all
shit,
about dog
you
shit.
lift that
Yeah.
thing. I was like, just imagine just Toko, what's he going through? Because he's eating nothing but sushi and I guess delicious. I bet you he does to eat a good diet or whatever.
Yeah,
and then,
probably pretty solid.
But it's still probably imagine scooping up after him. It's like fucking lifting out. It's like a pound of Godiva.
Yeah, it would be a lot. It would be a lot. That's why I, as a dog nanny, trained and experienced dog nanny for many a year.
It's real.
And bouncer. I picked up shit, both
You're a
human
dog
and
bouncer.
dog.
Yeah, you're a dog bouncer.
I have a very quick strategy.
Yeah,
very quick strategy.
you got to
I
get
go
right
really
in.
quick
You got to
in
get right
because,
in.
yes, it will never not be disgusting.
But God bless Toko. Answer our emails.
Absolutely. I would love to speak with Toko, the dog man.
Yeah, but the problem is that we're going to have to get some kind of vet in here because it only talks and barks.
We'll get Puffin will do it. Hi. So Toko, what's your favorite thing about transitioning into a dog like me?
And then, but I just don't, I'm actually kind of afraid if Puffin's going to be anti-trans dogs.
No, he won't. Also,
You don't think he won't
do you
be
know what
J.K.
was-
Rowling?
You know what was so funny? I was watching Spaceballs yesterday
Mhm.
and John Candy's barf.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry fucking freaked out. I was like, it's John Candy
It's John
dressed as a
Candy.
man
It's
dog.
a man.
And he's like, "Rah, rah, rah." I was like, Jerry, that is
He
not.
can't see any
is so
animal
funny.
movement. That's so funny.
He is so funny.
Live from your grave.
All right, here we go. Here's a fun story. Here's a neutral story.
Okay, great.
Terrified Peruvian villagers claim they are under attack from a 7-foot-tall alien dubbed. There's a pack of aliens called face peelers as they
Oh,
plead
I
with
like that
authorities
name.
to send backup. This is really very interesting.
That's
so
a cool fuck if the face peelers.
It's really good. So they're called Las Pelacaras, which is the
Okay.
face pillars. They're calling these creatures. Now, this is a part of the Iquitu tribe in the San Antonio Native community. They reported this idea. So this is a group of people that have been where they're at, where their tribe is located at
Yeah.
night is extremely dark. So this is happening outside of Peru. So we have someone from San Antonio was reporting from Peru
Okay.
talking about this situation. Now they're saying that they've been reporting these mysterious figures in dark colored hoods attacking the villagers who live in the rural district of Alto Nane, northeast of Lima, Peru. After one such attack, a 15-year-old girl was taken to the hospital and there's photos of the 15-year-old girl bleeding from an attack on her face.
Oh my
They're saying
goodness.
that things are coming into their extremely dark village at night and scaring the fuck out of them. And it is getting to a point where they've gone to the police so many times for
Yeah.
help that they're saying now we need the military.
Wait, what?
Again,
For the face peelers?
the locals, they describe the extraterrestrials as having large heads and yellowish eyes. They say the mysterious figures are immune to their hunting weapons, which I'm going to show tonight. So we're recording on a Tuesday. So tonight, for our last stream, you're going to miss this. I'm doing an all serious only UFO videos.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to see some new UFO evidence.
And I've got two of them that show people firing on these UFOs.
Okay.
Like people shooting guns and stuff. It's very interesting. But again, they're saying that they're not
Yeah.
affected by human weapons. They don't really care. There's thousands of them and they're sting crazy.
Well, this sounds absolutely horrifying. First of all, face peelers again sounds super cool.
It's fucking sweet.
Is there the booby traps? Anything that they can do to stop these face peelers from coming in?
I don't yes, Predator style aliens.
Predator style.
This is real. We have met almost face to face. This is Latina Noticias, a Peruvian news outlet, quoted a witness saying that he had come face to face with one of the so-called aliens.
Oh no.
We have met almost face to face. His face is hardly visible. I have seen his whole body floating at a height of 1 meter, he said, suggesting that the being was hovering.
I mean, that is the thing we always hear. Not to be like, folks, tactical math. But we always hear there's like a face that you can't really see.
They don't know what, but they're saying that definitely were people shaped and they were in some sort of
Weird.
outfit. And they're saying we are very frightened about what's happening here in our community. Their shoes are round shaped, which they also use to float.
Round ass shoes.
That's some round ass shoes. Like Skechers. You remember the ones with the dip in them you use in your
Yeah.
butts?
I remember that, but they didn't work.
I
That
don't
was
know.
the problem.
I don't know. Check
No, there
your
was
fucking, my Aunt Carol, man.
Yeah, you checked out her
She
glutes.
fucking get two old Virginia hams walking back and forth. She was over 6 foot tall. She was fucking pushing 300 pounds. My fucking
Whoa-wee.
Aunt Carol, you could hit her with a pontoon boat.
There you go.
And she would just go like she'd be like one of those orcas. She'd flip it over.
yes,
But God
indeed.
love her and her fucking horrible fucking attitude.
Oh,
No.
she was mean, huh?
No, their heads
Also,
are...
continue. If you're a whale and you're listening, keep up the good fight,
Keep
whales.
up the good fight. Go after these yachts. All right. Their heads are long. They wear a mask and their eyes are yellowish. They are experts at escaping.
Huh. All right. Well, I guess don't go to that tribe
But
there.
this is a very interesting. There goes into the story about the Pelacaras, which is it's a folklore story of these things that attack people. It kind of sound like a chupacabra. Like very similar to a chupacabra. And they don't fucking know. The police reached the remote area on board a speeder vessel and toured the village perimeter. They don't know.
This is why these are the stories as a child. That's why I would want to be a cop.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? There's a faceless 7-foot alien hovering above the ground.
Yeah, I could shoot her with impunity.
I'll be right there.
But
This is when being a cop is fun.
But you notice, truly interesting is that you say this, but then recently with the Vegas UFO story that happened a couple months ago, which turned out to be, I mean, we still don't know. It's obviously,
No,
it's
I
very
love the
suspect.
story.
It's
The
very
cops, I don't
suspicious.
think the cops weren't the bravest.
But they
also, did you read the article?
didn't want to deal with it. They
Yeah,
didn't
because
want to.
they don't solve crimes.
No, they just
there
didn't
was
want
just
to
a
deal with it.
brand new study that came out that literally looked at what cops actually do, and they don't solve anything.
Hey, my father, we played Donkey Kong. We went to play Donkey Kong.
You got free
and they're
cable.
I did get free cable. Yes,
You had
My
free
father
toys for
worked hard.
Christmas.
That was from
He
the
was-
mafia.
That was because the mafia got to do whatever they wanted because they gave Henry Thomas a new Cabbage Patch doll.
No, they're watching over the neighborhood. They're watching over the neighborhood. No, but they do stuff like that. Well,
I
my
do
father
feel
was
like
a
your
traffic
child-
cop.
your-
My father
yes.
was so that he did actually do things weirdly.
Yes, he
because
did.
he had to do investigate accident investigation, which ties to insurance. So you know he had to do it. And great.
Well, anyway, speaking of things to be horrified about, and New York, Rockaway Beach. So evidently sharks are pissed. I guess the bad press.
Oh yeah, sharks are pissed.
So Tatiana Colton Yunk, he's 65. He was attacked. It was 6 p.m. He got bit by this goddamn shark. He lost 20 pounds of flesh.
Jesus,
Yes,
fucking
the
you know that because that's what they do. They nip. They come and they
Yes.
bite and they
This
leave.
is
And
a
they
hell
bite.
of a nip.
Yeah, dude. We've got to have that big jaw.
So he lost 20 pounds of flesh from his left leg above the knee. Apparently the shark was like, oh, okay, I'm good after that. He barely survived, but he did. Someone had a tourniquet and they put it on him, and then he went to the Jamaica hospital, and now he's in
Damn.
stable condition. But anyway,
That's a great
I am-
story.
the
If you
older I-
live, it's a fantastic story.
I
You
guess.
get laid for the rest of your life.
Well, he's already 65. He's probably all done with it.
Yeah, but then you get new lease.
He was bitten by a bull or thresher shark,
Yeah.
and it was though the possibility of a great white encounter is not ruled out. I am over. Oh, it was a woman. It was this woman.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the shark. There was a Karen shark.
No, it was
Like
a
he
woman.
was skateboarding.
Tatiana. Oh yeah, Tatiana. That makes sense. Of course.
Yeah, Tatiana. It's not normally. Let me look at her.
Yeah. Take a look at that. The wound there.
Whoa.
She's a cute old gal.
Honestly, that's a very. I mean, if you're that active at 65, doing all this kind of stuff, you got bit by a shark, man.
Yes. it was-
Damn, that's a fucking hardy ass woman.
Well, if I had a lady that looked like that at 65, I wouldn't be too bummed out, But then, yeah, apparently she was swimming alone.
Wow.
According to this guy, he says the sharks follow the food if there were large schools of Manhattan close to the beach.
Was she menstruating?
Yeah, I don't think so. 65?
Was she menstruating?
No.
When does it stop?
Buddy, I ain't the one to ask for that.
Definitely. I love asking Kissel.
Yeah. I
love
believe
asking
I
Kissel.
actually think it's around. Well, honestly, you can get it early.
Yeah.
It can literally be in your 20s.
Whoa, like anytime?
Yeah.
Whoa, like the
Or-
fucking like It Follows.
For the most part, it's in your early 40s.
Whoa, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
So you become a dream warrior?
I don't.
I'm fighting
I-
menstruation in my dreams.
Buddy, I don't know. There's a lot going on with the woman, and I don't know.
I think
and they
that's
have
a
a lot
good
to think
stance.
about. They have
That's
a
a
lot
good
to think
stance.
about. It's the first shark attack since 1953. So there you go.
Wait, I mean, that's not true.
That's what they
But
said.
where? It depends on where
In
it is.
Rockaway Beach.
In Rockaway Beach,
Yeah, Rockaway.
I remember Rockaway Beach, they talked about it for a while. They were afraid that there was some form of great white activity
Yeah.
that would come in and out because I guess they're an Atlantic Beach fish.
Also, wasn't there like some red goo poison and everything?
That's in Florida.
Anyway, so they shut down the swimming, and I'm just over. I love the oceans. I might want to. I think I want to live on a cruise boat for a couple of years, but
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
not. I'm done swimming in the,
The
ocean.
key is
It's
to
not
get
for
too
us.
big for land.
Yeah, that's nice.
If
That's
you get
good.
too big for land, no one can ask you to come ashore.
No, you have to stay buoyant. But yeah, I'm just kind of over.
Yeah, because
They're
apparently,
scary.
yeah, the great white is near shore coastal waters. It seems to be goes with Asia, but it's right along the eastern seaboard. It's also on the western seaboard. It's over there too, but it's not really in South America.
Oh, well, speaking of sea creatures, Henry, did you see this?
Oh yes,
The
again,
Loch Ness monster, buddy. Can we go? Can we go, miss?
I wish
Can
we
we
could.
go?
I wish we
Because the
could.
people in Loch Ness are literally begging people to come to Scotland.
Dude, if you don't have a job and you are in the UK, fucking go. The Loch Ness
Yes.
Center in Scotland is calling for all budding monster hunters. They're trying to do the largest search for the Loch Ness monster since the 1970s. It is
This would be
planned for the
so
weekend of August 26th and 27th. They want you to come out there. They're looking for you. I mean, I guess they're
wanna
looking for
go.
you.
Man, that would be so. I can't honestly. I would nerd out. It would be
I
so
would
fun.
love to go. They have a whole thing. They're sending drones. They got drones, heat-seeking
Yes.
drones, thermal drones. They got underwater submersible, like weird camera things that they're going to use for the first time. They're going all out.
And right now, they're currently making the costume for for their cousin Gary,
Who's going to do it?
who's going to dress up as Loch Ness, and he doesn't know he's going to do it, but he's currently huffing a lot of gas,
You need me to be a fish?
and he's going to do anything for said gas.
I'll be a fake fish.
So he's gonna. But yeah, that sounds so fun.
This is honestly, again, what a great place for nerds to go. Get fucking laid.
It's better than
You are
at least
not
you're not
the-
a flat earther or a Q
cryptid
person. Go have
hunter.
fun.
Connections that are going to happen this weekend. This is just going to be wild. This is just going to be off the chain. You go down there and get that fucking Nessie Nussy.
I mean, I really, if
This
they
is
could
the
just,
time, dude.
what if they find its little skeleton?
I am a little afraid for the Loch Ness monster because I feel like I do wish let's leave it alone in many
Yeah.
ways because I do want to just live its life. But I don't think I again, not to poo-poo it, they might not find it. I actually still believe in the idea of it being the ghost of a plesiosaur.
Sure, or could it be one of the last living dinosaurs of all time, and perhaps it died in the 70s?
I talked about that. They've also talked about it just being a big old fish.
Could be a big ass fish.
Because I'd also truly be down with a very, 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 very big fish.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I'd
sure
see that. I could. That's payment for. I'd
Yeah.
pay for that. I'd pay to go look at a huge ass fish.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
Right?
I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do Hero of the Week.
There's a hero of the week.
Now, this is Hero of the Week. It's from New Zealand. It's a seal. And so this seal, it ended up breaking into New Zealand hardware store,
What?
and as it was opening for business.
So again, you're
And
back
this
to
was
this.
a
You're back
seal-
to just promoting thievery.
This was a seal. It was found in Bunnings. And so it was 6:30 in the morning. And the seal wandered into the Bunnings location in Wagrai in New Zealand.
Where do you
It was-
find these stories?
I found this. And it was coming in, and it was coming through the delivery yard. The Bunnings team quickly corralled the seal with heavy boxes of ovens, dishwashers, and other heavy appliances. And Sarah Yates says, "I'm so proud of the team as they troubleshot this very random Monday morning situation."
You know,
It's a seal it was a seal walking through the aisles, and it was a 278 pounder.
whatever will get Heidi Klum back.
Yeah.
I've
yep.
been doing that joke for a while now, and I'm never going to stop.
I think
actually
this seal
thought-
is just fine.
I thought that your hero was going to be the concept of manatee orgies because I'm looking at this. Did you see this
We've
thing where
talked
people,
about this. No, that's where all the guys all the
But
brothers
people
are
are-
fucking like the Island Boys.
That's different. That was one stray, very violent manatee. This is they're the Florida, these people, the Florida police, they're trying to say, stop calling the cops on manatee orgies. They're saying
I
this.
agree
People are
with
showing videos of large sea cows lumped on top of each other going and thrash and make a bunch of like noises and shit. And then the problem is that people calling the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. They're calling them saying like, yeah, there's something wrong in the water. There's something out in the water. And they go out there and there's just a bunch of manatees fucking and sucking.
Yeah, I guess there is something wrong. Maybe,
And so they're saying,
maybe wrong. I
do
don't-
not be alarmed if you see churning waters or flailing flukes and flippers, because you might just have found yourself outside of Kissel's parents' home in Southern Florida.
Oh, well, there's also Emily Dickerson who lost her ring, and then the 17-year-old from San Antonio He dug through the trash and found it. The ring mattered because it was a cremation ring from one of her boyfriends who apparently was dead.
What's your cremation ring?
I don't know, buddy.
I'm looking that up right now.
It's a ring that has the ashes of a ex-boyfriend that maybe.
Is that real?
Yeah,
Oh my God, you can just put ashes in it. Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know.
No, yeah, that's nice.
That's fine.
That's fine. It's morbid. I mean, it makes you're the type of person that probably says, I'm not big into drama, and then you cause a lot of drama.
Cause a lot of drama.
You know what I mean? It does seem like that. Like, I do understand. I'm not going to judge how anybody grieves, but if you're wearing the ashes of your loved one, but that's difficult. It's intense.
Yeah. Jesse Martinez, Robert Trevino, and a fella named Perez here. They found it. So good for them. All right. Laura Perez. Yeah. They were able to find this woman's dead boyfriend's
When I look
ashes.
at you looking at your phone, I feel like I'm at one of like my bad auditions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I go into a place and I'm just trying to be as entertaining as possible. And they're just like,
Is he Jonah here? Is he Jonah here?
is he Jonah Hill?
Yeah.
The
Jonah Hill, by the way,
director voice.
he's lost a lot of weight, but I don't talk about it because he's very sensitive.
I withhold.
I know.
I withhold my
Because
opinion.
if you don't have anything nice to say, you don't say anything
honestly,
at all.
most of the time I do say it.
I know, but we're not going to say it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So that was some kind of hero of the week. All right.
It was. We
It's
got a seal in there.
We got 3 kids and something else.
Technically, I still want to say Hank the Bear, Henry.
Yeah,
the
but we
Bear
already
is the
talked
hero
about
of the
it.
week.
Yeah,
Yes, but
I
I would
already
view
made
that as
Hank
the
the
hero.
Tank.
Yeah, yeah.
I already made Hank the Tank. I already made her.
But now she free.
She free.
She's free. Her and Casey Anthony.
Oh.
Now, since the congressional hearings on UAPs, I started to take some phobias of mine more seriously than ever before. The images of grays have always terrified me to an irrational level. I can still recall the first time I saw a picture of one and the terror it brought me. However, it wasn't like the first time I was a horror movie creature. It was like a bad memory or a picture of something I knew but I had forgotten. I'm nearing 40, and I don't like looking at the picture. It's true terror. It's similar to making eye contact with an ex-girlfriend. You aren't looking at a face. You're confronted with all the memories that the face brings you, good and bad.
Okay.
All right? I also wake up screaming around once a month. Ex-girlfriends. I know what that's like. And suffer from a few reoccurring nightmares. The first is I feel a sense of immobility and being moved against my will. The most vivid are around my house outdoors, but always the house I am currently living in. The second is some variation of being threatened by insects, typically cockroaches, which I also have a fear of.
Like threatened, like they have little knives.
I'm scared of them.
Oh.
Scared of them. The last recurring nightmares I had were just straight up just seeing grays in my yard or in my bedroom watching me.
Okay.
I've always just blown it off as an overactive imagination and night terrors, but I now have to face an increasing reality of an additional possibility, which is abduction with repressed memories.
Oh.
Also, as a child, I remember a sudden aversion to windows as well, to the point where I struggled to be in a room where the windows do not have the blinds down, especially at night. I would have anxiety attacks from looking out a window at night. It was bad enough that when we moved as a child, I claimed a bedroom without windows. And while living there, that was the longest period of time I had without night terrors.
Okay.
As a man with a normal life, if that is a reality, it has the potential to shatter me. In my situation, what is my best option? Number 1, undergo hypnotic therapy to release any potential suppressed memories. I don't know if I would recommend that, honestly. 2, continue to believe in night terrors and my imagination, right? That's fine, sure. 3, accept that it is all possibility and try to find peace with it. Or 4, do I accept it happened because there are some signs, but I don't pursue it any further, and I thank my brain and whatever creature did it for helping me forget that it happened.
I go through a combo of 3 and 4 there.
I think that you
going 3 and 4.
because a lot of times with past life regression, it is not as reliable as you think it is. And
Who the fuck thinks it's reliable?
No one, but I do. I think it's interesting, but it's not necessarily like it doesn't hold up in
You can
court.
plant some ideas in there.
It might. I don't know. It's very complicated, but
It
I
is.
don't know if it's going to make your situation better. I feel like it might make it go deeper. I think that you might need to talk to a therapist to sort of unpack some of the therapy side of it, right? And understand a little bit more and go from that angle. I'd also fucking smoke hella weed, dude.
I think that might not help in this case.
Just fucking.
It seems like his brain might be better with some whiskey or something to turn it off more.
Yeah, you know what?
He doesn't need to be more alone. I think he might have a brain that connects to the other side.
Project Runway.
What's
That's what
that?
helps me.
Yeah.
It helps me, bounce me out.
Absolutely.
Right. Here we go. I like this. Bringing up the idea of a guy who wanted to be a dog reminded me of old friend Dennis Avner, a.k.a. the Stalking Cat.
Oh.
Dennis was a computer programmer and one of the smartest guys I ever knew. He also wanted to become a tiger. Not like dressing up like a tiger, but actually becoming a cat.
Okay.
He had surgeries. He got implants. He had installed whiskers, reshaping surgery, dozens of surgeries. But since they were outside of normal realm, they're kind of plastic surgeries, they couldn't use anesthetic.
What?
I don't know. I don't think that's real. I don't know.
No,
That-
they
I don't
definitely
know.
use anesthetic
They
in
would
plastic
reshape
surgery.
bone and he just had to feel it all.
What? No.
Easily the toughest person I ever knew. I don't know what Dennis is saying to you because I feel that Dennis. I don't know. I think Dennis might have a lot going on.
I think maybe he couldn't afford it.
Sadly, he
because-
ended up killing himself. I didn't see
Wait,
the second
what?
sentence till just then. Yeah,
All right.
but
well,
he
let's
was a
just
good
wrap it.
dude who he would just show up at sci-fi cons and we'd sit and talk about everything from 1970s computers to Jack the Ripper. I think there's a lot going on there.
There's
to
a lot.
unpack.
Yeah, a lot.
There's a lot
he's
to unpack.
Dead. He wanted to be a cat, and
Because if he did die by suicide, that's like,
Oh.
again, that's not what cats do.
oh, is that the guy?
That's the guy?
Oh, the famous guy.
Oh, I did not know. That's the actual famous guy. The
yeah, he
real.
used to shit in people's houses.
Well,
a lot.
he was. I mean, again, he was more cat than man.
Yeah, no, he's definitely more man than cat.
Well, not at the end.
Well,
Because I'd say
It
Stalking
depends.
Cat, he was an American man known for his extensive body modification. No shit, I should have looked this up right beforehand. I didn't understand. That was his chosen name. He knew them. Wow, that's sad. I'm sad that he did it.
well,
Because you finally get
Everyone
to
has-
be a cat.
I don't know if I think there was some stuff going on. In there.
No, Kissel.
I don't know.
Kissel.
I
Look
know.
at
I
him.
know him. I've seen. He was on multiple television shows.
There could be nothing wrong
he was
with
on
this
my.
guy.
I think it was My Strange Addiction.
There's
he was on
no
a bunch
way,
of stuff.
Kissel. How dare you say that?
I
This is
don't know.
what a normal person does.
You know what? Good. God bless.
You know, you're right.
And God must have needed a man cat, and now he has one. Isn't that nice? And now he has one in heaven. He's in cat heaven. All dogs go to
All
heaven
those
as well.
some cats go to hell.
Some do, but we also love our felines.
We do.
All right.
We do. Well, what a great day.
What a great day.
Uplifting stories all around. We learned a lot.
Yeah.
You know, again, round feet, weird.
It's just what happened this
I don't
week.
care what they say in your I don't care what they say on TikTok or your zines. Pedophiles are not cool.
No, they're not.
Okay, I've seen
They're
it.
not.
I've seen these zines.
I've met a few in my day when I was doing foster care, and they're creepy and weird.
Oh, wow, I'm glad you
Weird.
said that.
Yeah, weird.
You just met a bunch of them?
Yeah, because all the kids that I had to take care of were all molested.
So why were you hanging out with the people who did it?
Because they had visits, and they had to be supervised.
This is brutally sad.
I was 12. I started drinking heavily at 12. I was a hardened detective at a very young age, but
This
also
has to end.
soft.
Today has to end.
All
This
right.
whole episode has to end. So I just want to live every day. Just like, don't go too deep with your friends. Because you never really know what's right underneath the surface there. So you just want to like love keeping everybody at arm's distance.
Arm's distance.
Right? Because if you get too far
Because you can
deep
still
in there-
hug.
Oh, you can hug them as much as you want. You know what I mean? Because hugs are nice. You know what's nice about a hug? You can disengage conversation. You get in there and be like, and then be like, oh, you know, we're gonna
nice.
laugh about the good times. We don't even think about all these other times, right? Just keep it. That's my motto to you, man. That's my lesson to you, especially for the
Yeah.
guy with the alien, all that kind of stuff. For this week, keep it surface.
Yeah, the face peelers.
You get there, yeah, but because
Be careful.
you got to be careful, especially in your Peru.
I do not want to be face peeled.
I don't. So check us out. We got come out to see Murderfist live September
Yes.
23rd at Dynasty Typewriter here in Los Angeles. It is our 20th anniversary show, and it's going to be very, very fun.
I can't wait.
And then check out 1020, the LPN Beach
Yes.
Blanket Bingo. Check us out at the Balboa in San Diego. You can see everybody that is here for Last Podcast Network there. They're going to be yelling at you, and it's going to be great.
It's going to be so fun. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Congratulations, everybody.
Hear me.
Be careful out there.
Be careful. You don't know what's going to happen. Ever.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.